Who says nepotism isn't alive and well in Hawkeye Nation? Okay, I'm kind of kidding. Sort of. We'll talk about it in just a second. News for Ben McCollum's 2025-2026 squad, as the Hawkeyes have added a somewhat familiar face, certainly familiar to the McCollum family. We'll talk about that in just a moment. But first, a reminder to check out our sponsor. If you have a flooring project in the works, or you got a bathroom remodel, or any sort of flooring job in the works, give Iowa Floor Covering a call down in Bondurant. The number is 515-379-7000, 515-379-7000. You can also visit Tyler, Ryan, Brian, and the boys down at IFC online at iowafloorcovering.com. Use that /IFC, or excuse me, DIY. Let's get that one right. iowafloorcovering.com/DIY. I guess the IFC letters are important too. Anyways, Iowa Floor Covering in Bondurant. Thank you to Iowa Floor Covering for being a part of the program as always. So the news that we're talking about on this Friday came down here about 2 hours ago. Iowa men's basketball has added Peyton McCollum. Yes, the name should sound familiar because Iowa's new head coach is Peyton's dad. So Peyton McCollum, son of Ben McCollum, he was a guard at Hawkeye Northwest this past year, and he had transferred up with his dad. Ben McCollum was at Drake for a year. Peyton had played at Maryville High School down in Missouri prior to moving to Des Moines. So he's kind of had some change. Obviously, the whole family's had a lot of change with these different jobs taken by Ben McCollum here in the last couple of years. He's a 2025 kid, apparently had not signed with anyone. I remember when I was at the press conference, the introductory press conference for Ben McCollum, you see the whole family, and the first thought that came to my mind is good-looking family, and it was just great to add them to the program. But I'm looking at Peyton McCollum thinking, okay, he's probably a high schooler. I didn't know anything about him. All right, I'm not this big Iowa high school follower. So as it relates to Iowa basketball recruiting, I follow it to some extent. But I really didn't have any knowledge of what Peyton McCollum was doing at Hawkeye Northwest. Honestly, looking at him at the press conference, I thought he's probably got a couple of years left before he's going to be a senior. Apparently, I was wrong. So he was a senior this year, and he'll be heading to college to Iowa this coming year. So he's a 2025 kid. The only other offers he reported formally on social media that I could find were from Drury and Missouri Western. I didn't find any other schools offered via his Twitter account, his X account. So I didn't filter through all his other social media profiles. But I did see he reported offers from Drury and Missouri Western. I believe both of those offers came in 2024. So I don't know what other offers he may or may not have landed since then. Maybe he just didn't report them. My other thought is, if you're not landing the best of offers and you're the son of a high-profile coach, maybe you're not as public with the offers. I don't know. I mean, I'm not in that position, so I can't say. But I know that this decision, this news is going to be met with some controversy. I do want to read the official release from Iowa. Here's a bio on Peyton. 6'2", 170. He's a guard out of Maryville, but he played this past year at Hawkeye Northwest. Iowa Professional Sports Writers Association first-team All-State selection as a senior, averaged 13, 5, and 4, along with 1 steal per game. Prep Hoops Iowa Class 4A All-State team selection. Sports Illustrated Boys Class 5A first-team All-State honoree. Shot 51% from the field, 41% from 3, 85% from the foul line. Had a 2.3 assist-to-turnover ratio. Led the Wolves to a state championship game appearance, which included downing top-seeded Cedar Falls in the semis. Team finished 22-4. Academic All-State selection, first-team All-Conference, All-District as a junior. Back at Maryville, averaged 18-6, 4 assists per game. Led his prep team to a Class 4 District 16 title, its first since 2019. Scored 1,000-plus points in his first 3 prep seasons in Missouri, tied a career-high 29 points in his final game at Maryville in the state semis, and played club basketball for Kingdom Hoops, EYCL. So, pretty good accolades there. Yeah, I mean, if we're comparing this young man to any other potential recruit, yeah, I mean, there's reason for skepticism. There's reason for concern to some extent. Certainly, I know fans are going to look at this, and the naysayers, those that would rather criticize before seeing something play out, they're going to be critical of this and scream nepotism, as I kind of started this video bringing up. I understand it. I get it to some extent. And Iowa fans have kind of been burned with recent tenures, guys like Todd Licklider and what happened with John, although John was a walk-on, played too much. I don't need to return fans to over, a decade and a half ago, but that was a sour experience. And look, Patrick McCaffrey and Connor McCaffrey were both good college players. I know some Hawkeye fans will never admit that. I do think Jack McCaffrey going elsewhere, that was indication, even though we didn't know Fran was going to be fired when Jack made that decision. But I think that's an indicator that it's not always easy to be the son of a head coach and play for that head coach. So, again, I didn't know anything about Peyton McCollum before this news came out, other than that, he was the son of Ben McCollum. And I'll tell you this, I found very little tape on him. I was able to find some highlights from his time at Maryville, and he's got a very quick release, looks like a good three-point shot, looks like a high IQ player, good passer. That's indicated by the stats. He's played at a good level of high school basketball, certainly, during his high school time, and the stats don't blow off the sheet, and he doesn't have any other major offers that I'm aware of. So here's the deal. If Peyton McCollum is here, if he's coming to Iowa to be a walk-on guard, I have zero problem with it. None. Because this happens everywhere. All right? If Peyton McCollum is going to be on scholarship throughout his tenure at Iowa, and let me make sure I'm clear on that, throughout his tenure at Iowa, if he's coming to be on scholarship, that is putting a big bullseye on Ben and that program right now. All right? When I say the family, but Ben. And frankly, Peyton, all right, fair or unfair. So I'm not saying he's deserving or not deserving, but if he doesn't have any other offers other than Drury and Missouri Western, again, I don't know that definitively, but if that's the case, this is a bad PR move, all right, if he comes in on scholarship. And I'm a big advocate for Ben McCollum. We just had Ben on the show, less than a month ago, so I'm not trying to be unfair to him. I'm just being objective. It's a bad PR look right now. And it's not been a great week for Iowa men's basketball in the news. It's been a really good few months. And then, of course, Iowa filled out its roster with the most recent Drake transfer who had not seen the court, didn't have high major offers out of high school either. Like I said when reporting that news here a couple of days ago, I'm not going to be critical of Ben yet. But you're putting yourself out there for criticism if they don't work out. I mean, people are already saying these aren't Big Ten players. Now, he's also finishing off a roster that looks pretty good right now, right? So you're adding the final few players. If this was anybody with a different last name, it would be different. But the reality is, if Peyton McCollum is coming to Iowa to be on scholarship immediately, unless they just don't have other options, that's not a great look. Now, maybe he comes in on scholarship for a year and then gets taken off scholarship when Ben can fill those roster spots, those scholarship openings with better talent. That's different. And if Peyton doesn't play, that's different. I'm not saying he should or he shouldn't. All right, I mean, he should have an opportunity like anyone else. But boy, it gets tricky when you start playing your children, whether it be in the coaching realm or the roster realm, right? Just ask Kirk Ferentz, Fran McCaffrey, Todd Licklider. So congratulations to Peyton. I have no problem with Peyton, right? It's not his fault, and I'm not even really being critical of Ben. I'm just saying it's not a great PR look right now, and he knows that. Ben McCollum knew that. Like, when they made this opportunity for Peyton, we shall see what we shall see. But Waukee Northwest High School, the 12th player added to the Iowa roster this coming season. Folks, be sure to hit that like button before you leave. Thank you for being here. We'll continue to provide coverage throughout the offseason right here from the Hawkeye of the Storm. Have a great weekend.